Now next we're going to do a call quality test of the Sony XM6 in a quiet environment. If you take a look at our decibel readings, around 27 to 32 decibels of noise. Let's go ahead and switch. Now in today's video, we're taking a look at the Sony WH-1000XM6. That's the name. We know them as the XM6. A lot of upgrades in microphones, battery life, and overall experience. But you know one that stands out the most is the price. They've upgraded the price. So the question in today's video is, are they worth the price upgrade or the price increase, and how do they perform? In today's video, we're going to do an EBPMAN style audio and call quality test. These guys have 12 mics for noise canceling. They have 6 mics for call quality. And guess what? We're going to put them to the test and see if it's actually worth that upgrade in price. And are these going to be your next Sony headphones? Let's get right to it. Now, from a battery life perspective, these has fantastic battery life. We're talking about 30 hours of usage. This is going to last you easily more than a week, depending on how long you're using them. And let's face it, many of us are not just using our headphones for audio, for video, for gaming, but we're also using them for work. So having something that's going to last 30 hours is definitely going to get you beyond your day. And more importantly, if you happen to forget to charge these, in 3 minutes, you're going to be able to get 3 hours of battery life, which I think is also incredibly competitive. And it's something that I love about this specific line. Now, they do have noise canceling, and the noise canceling has been upgraded. And I'm a frequent flyer on the plane a lot, and being able to focus, and even in a work environment or on a plane, is important to me. And I'm sure it is to you as well. Noise canceling is 7 times faster than the XM5. So they've really improved the processing engine on these. It uses 12 microphones to really adapt itself and make sure that you're getting the best, I would say, active noise experience. In addition to that, they have 6 microphones for calls. And now that we're in an age of AI, guess what? It has AI as well. So we're going to see how well these guys perform with our call quality tests that include all the type of noises that you face every day in your home, in your office, wherever you are, even on the street. So we're going to see how well it does. And also, let's face it, why do we love Sony? They have one of the best sound signatures on the market. So studio grade audio is still there and is still present. The immersive experience is also present as well. It has auto ambient mode, which means that as you are speaking, you're going to be able to hear what's going on around you. So if someone comes up to you and talks to you, you don't have to take off your headphones to be able to talk to them. It will automatically do that. It features spatial audio, as Sony has had. The Sony app is very mature, so you're going to be able to do a lot of configuration. So again, everything that you would expect from a Sony experience is going to be there. But again, is it worth the price upgrade? Let's go ahead and check out our call quality and audio quality right after we take a quick peek at what's changed in the design, because that's another thing. They've made some changes both on the case and in the design. Some of them are welcome. Let's check it out. Now, the very first thing I'm going to tell you that I love about the new Sony XM6 is the case. And I typically don't geek out about cases, but the previous version, I wasn't a fan of the case. And this one is compact. It's going to fit in my backpack. And if you have a large purse in your luggage, this is going to work for you. And check this out. So this is how it looks like when it comes out of the box. I'll move this over to the side for a second so you can see how slim this is. I love, again, the locking mechanism that it has right here. So you can see how it just snaps into place once you close it. And it's magnetic too, so watch that. Boom. Love that. And let's face it, when you're getting off a plane and you're basically putting everything away and you want to rush off, you want to be able to just slap your headphones in your case quickly without having to think too much about it. And that's definitely something that is there. Very thin, as you can see here as well. And then as I open this up, you can see how nicely compact things are. Now, the very first design, I would say they went back on, which I actually like, is that they now fold. Before, they would only flip down. Now they fold back, and it's going to give you this really nice, I would say, compact view when it comes to the actual headphones. And then you have your cables right here. So I love the fact that now they're foldable again, which is something that I missed when I went from the 4s to the 5s. Now here you have the headphones. We're going to go ahead and open them up. And they still have where they can lay flat like this if that's what you're into. And then here are the headphones. Now I'm impartial either to the black or to the white or the creamy color that they have. The headphones here, they have no vicing, so they're really, really comfortable. You have memory foam on the top. You also have memory foam on your ear cups. You also have one of the largest power buttons that I've seen in a long time. That is large. You have your controls. You have USB-C as well. You have an audio jack there as well, so you can see your USB-C here. And you can see like all the openings that you have for all the mics. So there's a lot of different openings and you can see them as they appear throughout the headphones all the way over here. So they're seriously about doing that sound sampling to give you the best audio experience. Yes, you can actually move these up and down. So if you want to adjust them depending on, again, the the physical nature of your head and your ears and how they're proportioned. And let's go ahead and see how these look. So first thing you'll note is that on each side, you do have an indicator for left and right. So here is my right. Yep, that's my right. And what you'll notice is that the way this is going to turn on or put them on is like this. And what I love about these, and this is something that, it's a personal preference of mine, is that I'm not having anything that's going way above here. Like, so if I go up here, it's not up here. It's actually very tapered. Notice my fingers, there's not a lot of space here. If I turn to the right, what they look like. Turn to the left. And I'm telling you, I'm right now, I don't know if I'm speaking too loud because the noise cancellation is on, but it really nicely hugs. It's around my ears. My ears are not hanging out, right? So you can see how that looks. And it just does a really good job. These are very comfortable, very lightweight. They feel, they don't overheat. And what I like about it is that when you put these on, you're in your own world, which is what you want when you have good active noise canceling. Now let's talk about the overall audio experience. Sony is Sony. They have amazing bass. If you watch movies, I love the intro when Netflix starts where you hear that ba-boom. That is resonating. It is throaty. It's chest pounding when it comes through. So they just do a fantastic job. So these are not going to disappoint. This is going to be what you expect coming from Sony. You basically have great music separation, mids, bass. The highs are there. They don't compete with each other. When you're listening to music, the music is, you're in the space as opposed to being played at. So if you ever stood in front of speakers and the speakers are just yelling at you, you don't get that experience with Sony products or with these headphones. You feel like you're in the moment. So imagine yourself sitting in a chair in a studio, listening to a guitarist, the vocals going on, and you're just there. You don't feel that it's coming at you, but it's just enveloping you. That's the kind of experience that you get. And that's not even with spatial audio turned on. When spatial changes the game completely, but you have to have a specific subscription for that. So give them definitely marks on their audio. They just do so well, and these will not disappoint. Now next we're going to do a call quality test of the Sony XM6 in a quiet environment. If you take a look at our decibel readings, around 27 to 32 decibels of noise. Let's go to switch. Now this is what the call quality is going to sound like in a quiet environment when using the Sony XM6. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is a test. Let's add some wind. Now that we've added some wind to the environment, this is what the Sony XM6 would sound like in a quiet environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now we've added significant noise to the environment. As you can see here, anywhere between 51 to 77 decibels of noise. We're going to switch to the Sony XM6. We're going to stay quiet to see how much is canceled, and we continue with the audio test. Let's go to switch. Now this is what the Sony XM6 is going to sound like in a noisy environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now, if you're wondering what the Sony XM6 is going to sound like with an infant crying in the background, well, this is. Now, if you're wondering what they're going to sound like with an infant crying in the background, this is what they're going to sound like with an infant crying. Now, if you're wondering what they're going to sound like with a dog barking in the background, well, this is what they're going to sound like with a dog barking. Now, if you're wondering what they're going to sound like with a doorbell ringing in the background, this is what they're going to sound like with a doorbell ringing.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different. Still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments. Doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors. They kinda tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with the
Now, the Sony app is a very mature app and has a lot of capabilities, and it's definitely a must-add app companion app that's not only going to allow you to configure your headphones, but it's also going to allow you to upgrade the firmware. So if we take a look at some of the features that you see here, first of all, you do see your battery life and also details about your headphones. You could turn on noise canceling, turn on active or the ambient sound mode. And the ambient sound mode is really good. I can hear myself right now very clearly. It doesn't sound robotic. It sounds very natural. So definitely those mics are doing a really nice job. You can turn that off. And then basically what you have is the passive noise canceling. So that means as soon as you put these on, it's basically the muffling that takes place because of the actual device itself. And I can tell you, yeah, these are good. I'm just checking the difference. As soon as you go from one to the other, the off is almost as good as noise canceling because that's nice of a seal that you get. And then when you turn on the active noise canceling, it becomes even dead silent. It's kind of freaky how good these are. So we'll go back to the ambient so I can hear myself. You do have then listening mode, so you can have standard, background music. You also have cinema mode. As you go here, you can notice that you have different ways that you can actually configure things, right? So that you can make some adjustability here. We'll go back to the standard and we'll come back. You then also have the equalizer. And in the equalizer mode, you can go ahead and basically adjust and personalize things however you want. You do have spatial sound and head tracking, which is something that you can choose to use. In order to do that, you're going to have an app that will support the actual music types because it's going to be high definition audio. So you'll want to make sure that you have that. You also can analyze the shape of your ear so that it gives you the best fit. And then you can also optimize for 360 reality. Personalized sound quality. And here you can prioritize sound quality over a stable connection, right? And then you have additional settings here for configuration choices that may be important to you. You can connect two devices at the same time, so this does support multi-point technology, which is important. You also have voice control, touch sensor control panel, because there's outside of the physical buttons that you have here, you also do have some touch that you can take place on just tapping, and you'll notice you can press noise cancel A and B button twice. You can press the NC A and B button 3 times to get certain type of controls, right? Now you also have gestures that you can use, and these head gestures, for example, if there's an incoming call, you can nod to accept, shake to reject it. So do one of these or do one of these, and also you could do a shake to cancel, right? So depending on the app and the operating system you're in, some of these may work really well, others won't. I tell you with Android, they work really well. So they also have a cool way that you can test to see how the technology works. So you're going to see me and you're going to see the app at the same time. So it says, I'm going to try nodding. That's all I took. Go to the next one. We're going to try to shake the head. And it works. Pretty cool, huh? So as you saw, the overall performance and the audio quality of the Sony XM6 are spectacular. The question still remains, is the upgrade in price worth it? Well, that's up to you to decide. See you in the next video.